Well, this is Jameson with UMTR here, and we are here today with Chad Koterba, who is the owner of Ultimate Health Chiropractic. Ultimate Health Chiropractic is one of the sponsors of our various trail series that we do at UMTR. And since we're in the position with this COVID crisis where we're not able to have a lot of the races that we're used to, we're having some short conversations with our sponsors so that you can get to know them more and understand what they're doing in this time. So Chad, thank you very much for taking a little bit of time to talk with me today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Let's start out with, tell me a little bit about Ultimate Health Chiropractic and your involvement with the running and trail running community.
So Ultimate Health Chiropractic is my own business. I started about 8 years ago. I'm a certified athletic trainer as well. So I started with sports medicine and then went into chiropractic. And just kind of by chance, I used to have a Start Line running store. It was right down the wall from me where I first had my clinic. And that's kind of how I began working with runners, is just kind of starting to network with their customers. And then one runner talked to another runner, and the wall behind me is kind of a bunch of different people that have come through in different events. So this is a lot of people probably that are part of this group are probably on this wall behind here too. So it's been fun to see it evolve, and running has become more of a specific focus for me just because of that.
Yeah, I see some Superior bibs there, Zumbro, Voyager. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, a lot of Afton in there as well. Yeah.
It's a whole wall. I call it the wall of awesome.
That's
So there's
wonderful.
quite a few of them back there at this point, but started with one. That's the one right above my head from the Twin Cities Marathon, and it kind of grew from there.
So what do you do specifically at Ultimate Health for runners that makes you different from other chiropractors?
Sure. I'm not an adjust only chiropractor for one. I do a lot of deep tissue work, kind of like myofascial release, or some people know it as active release technique. I don't call it that because I'm not certified specifically in it. But it's more of a motion deep tissue. A lot of stretching programs. I talk a lot about some basic strengthening things as well. We talk about lifestyle and like cool down for runners, or what is, maybe a good way to ramp up into their activities. But I'm really more of a proactive person, preventative care, where I really like to keep people doing well through their training, because it's a lot more fun to run when you feel good than when you're constantly battling something, which
Very true.
sometimes people have to get to the pain and deal with it long enough to finally ask for help. But I'd prefer you not to be in that category. I'd rather have you doing well, training well, and then hopefully racing feeling good too. So it's kind of a combination of adjusting areas and trying to get motion and movement. And it's a combination of getting people on the right stretching programs or strengthening programs or combinations, figuring out what works best for them. Sometimes it's shoe conversations, different running environments or surfaces too. There's a lot of factors with running.
And just to clarify, where are you located?
I'm now in Eden Prairie. I'm actually about 2 blocks away from Twin Cities Running Company off of Shady Oak Road. I'm just south of them.
Okay. So now during all the hashtag stay at home, Minnesota stuff that's going on, what has that changed for you, and how is your business continuing to operate right now?
I've changed some things. So who I can see right now, I've decided to only see people that are in pain, which goes a little bit against how I like to take care of people, but I don't want to have more people coming in here than necessary. So I'm trying to help people that are in pain right now, different levels of it, so that they can stay out of the clinics and the hospitals is the main goal. So they have other places to go, so the people at the clinics and the hospital can keep working with the people that they need to work with, so they don't get overwhelmed that way. So I'm not seeing my typical wellness or preventative cases like I normally would until the stay-at-home policy has been lifted.
Are you doing anything else to connect with folks during this time?
Yes, I have. I have been doing some of these things before, but right now I'm doing a Facebook Live through my business page. I've been doing virtual sessions. So last week we did a virtual foam rolling session. The week before that was the stretching kind of desk work, since a lot more people are at desk, kind of good stretches for what to do with desk work. This week the next 2 Thursdays at 1 o'clock, I'm going to be doing body weight exercises. So just things you can do at home with kids, without kids, that are part of that. Actually, I do a 30-day challenges too. So this is part of my 30-day challenge group. So I have a group on Facebook that I do. I think this is the fourth month. That's 30-day challenges. It's called UHC 30-day challenge. That's the group name on Facebook. So I've been doing that with the community. A lot more interviews like this. A lot more talking on virtual world than in reality. So kind of doing a lot more virtually than I'm used to.
Sure. So if you could give some runners some specific guidance or tips during this time when they're maybe not out for group runs, maybe I know a lot of people are running a little closer to home, maybe on more pavement than on
Mm-hmm.
dirt, and maybe some shorter distances than they might be used
Sure.
to. What kind of advice can you give them for staying healthy and fit during all that?
Yes, always, I mean, proper ramp up, just like normal, especially kind of in the beginning of the running season here, is making sure you're ramping up accordingly. Some people go too much too fast. I recommend a good cool down, so always having a stopping point prior to your finish line where you can walk it out. I always say walk until you feel like you have your legs back or you have your breath back. Just a good cool down that way. Some basic light stretching after or foam rolling after, things like that. Uh, just again, a lot of it's somewhat common sense, but we don't always follow that as runners too.
Very true.
Like,
Guilty
oh,
as charged.
yeah. Well, I did finish at this mileage, so I should be able to start here. Is not always realistic, I don't think. So again, the proper ramp up, I think, is the biggest thing, and proper increase in mileage, and then paying attention to your shoes too, especially with some of the stores not being open the same way. People might be running on different surfaces than they're used to, so making sure you're having the right equipment is also important too, and shoes are a big part of that too.
Definitely. Okay. So during this time, what can folks do to connect up with you and find out more about you, and what can they do to support you during this time?
Sure. You can like my business page, so Ultimate Health Chiropractic. I'm on Instagram. That's just the letter U for Ultimate U Health Chiro. Those are certain ways you can do that as well. You can join my 30-day challenge group, so 30-day UHC 30-day challenge on Facebook. If you want to do some exercises with me, you can join. Again, just liking things and being part of my community. So I'm happy to answer questions even if I can't see people, so they can always email me and do things like that. All that information's on my website. So that's the www the letter U for ultimate. So U Health Chiro CHRO.com. Lots of
Awesome.
ways to reach out to me.
Wonderful. Well, we just want to say thank you for taking a little bit of time here today to talk with us and share some stuff with all of the UMTR folks out there. And want to again thank you for being a sponsor of UMTR and our Trail Series. This is,
Mm-hmm.
I believe, second or third year.
I think I'm the third year.
So you've been a part of the community here for quite a while, and it's always fun to have people who are longstanding members of the community and such. So thank you again for folks. We'll put all the links in the video description that Chad talked about here as well. Additionally, if you're not a member of Upper Midwest Trail Runners yet, we encourage you to go to umtr.org and join us. It's a very low membership fee, $20 a year. You get lots of great discounts on various running products, running shoes, running stores, and invitations to some events that are for members only, such as our potluck banquet, which may or may not be happening this year. And normally our race series are a ton of fun every year, where everybody goes out and collects points running at all these various races around the region, and then we get awards to them at the end of the year at the banquet. A lot of races are canceling this year, so unfortunately this year's race series may not be quite as exciting as other years, but we promise it's a great time. And also just know that your membership fees go towards helping support trail running in the Upper Midwest, and a lot of our funds actually go right back to supporting trail organizations that support the trails that we love to run on. So with that, thank you, Chad, for taking the time, and we'll see everyone on the trails eventually.
Yes. Be safe.